Gotcha. Okay. All right, 30 seconds. Hello again, everyone. Steve Beverly with you live from Kirkland Field in Jackson, Tennessee on the campus of University School of Jackson. And tonight we've got middle school action with the Trinity Christian Academy Lions on the field tonight to visit the University School of Jackson Bruins, and it should be a real dandy between these two. You're going to be seeing a lot of familiar faces that are eventually going to advance the grade up into the varsity for high school football for both of these two fine schools. Tonight you're going to be looking at, in particular, a good passing attack from both of these teams. You're going to be seeing them using some screen passes as well as they can go for the bomb. Trinity has been working on a few plays that we've been seeing here in their practices. And tonight, for USJ, it's going to be Caden Creech calling the signals, and Hayden Rushing will be one of his running backs as well as a wide receiver. Jake Martin also will be one of his receivers, along with Jacob Snyder and Drew Davis at the running back. And then for Trinity, you're going to be seeing Drake Butler. He's going to be one of the wide receivers, along with Reed Williamson, a young man who I knew his dad when he was Reed's age. And I don't know whether Andy Williamson is going to be happy about me saying that or not. And calling their signals will be a 7th grader, Greg Carter, this evening. And also at running back, you'll hear Jacob Joyce and J.W. Rushing. They'll be taking turns carrying the ball, as well as at tight end. Look for a big threat from Lake Helton, and he's one they like to go to the bomb with. So tonight we're going to have, I think, really some exciting action. We're about 8.5 minutes away from the start of tonight's game, the kickoff. Fans are beginning to trickle in here to Kirkland Field, and it is absolute football weather at long last, instead of the extraordinarily humid September that we had late August. Tonight here as we're wrapping up September. And our temperature at game time is expected to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 62 degrees, and we should be down in the 50s before we wind this thing up tonight, somewhere around 8:30. So we're glad to have you with us this evening here on the, it particularly as you see all of these great crew members from Worthy Road Studios, and we are so happy to bring you so much sports action all across West Tennessee. I'll be back with you again on Saturday afternoon for Union University volleyball, which is always exciting. And they are going to be all over the place on Friday night bringing you high school football. And also at the same time that we're doing this game tonight, Worthy Road Studios is bringing you USJ soccer as well, so you can flip back and between the two games. But for right now, we're going to take an extended commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll set it up and be ready to go for the kickoff of tonight's game.
Champions Enterprise LLC presents Lamont Ingram's.
Let's go. Can you go 4?
It's all happening Saturday, October 29th at Champs Event Center on Hollywood in Jackson. The main event, former World Boxing Organization Super Lightweight World Champion DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley versus Derek Murray. General admission tickets $50 each for the entire boxing card. Call 731-736-1109 or buy online. Sponsored by Budweiser, Thomas Media, and Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel.
If you work outside or in a facility with no AC, or you're just struggling with this year's heat wave, it can really take a toll on your body and health. At Live Hydration Drip Spa, we can help you recover with our Beat the Heat special for only $59. Call or visit us online today to set your appointment. At a Live Hydration Drip Spa, we offer top-of-the-line IV nutritional therapy, which has a wide variety of health benefits. From immune system boosters and skin care, fatigue, energy, and even hangover relief, you can be sure we have an IV blend that's right for you. All of our blends are administered by one of our experienced nurses in a spa setting to ensure you leave feeling re-energized and refreshed. Give us a call or visit our website to book your appointment today. We have what it takes to make you feel alive again at Alive Hydration Drip Spa.
Please rise and move your hats when I'm playing international.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all prearranged funerals. So you may have prearranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state. But we accept all prearranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, we can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
We offer live webcasting for families. It kind of came out of when so many warriors were going overseas to war. We have learned to offer families more choice, that we want to serve our families well and serve our families better.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Brooksy's Barn, locally owned and operated for 40 years in Jackson. Huge Southern buffet at its finest, or choose our drive-through window service. Look over our beautiful lake and enjoy a great meal. Come on by. We are sure you will enjoy our friendly staff and great selection of food that we have, from pork, fish, beef, chicken, not to mention lots of veggies. We also have a fantastic salad bar and a selection of scrumptious desserts. Y'all come.
And the captains are meeting in the middle of the field at the Big Bruin Paw, and for USJ captains Eli Yandell, Caden Creech, and Jacob Snyder. And for Trinity, it is Drake Butler, Kason White, Sam Davis, and James Wilson. And so we're getting ready to get the official signal on this. And we hope you'll go by and tell all of our fine sponsors that you enjoy these games that are brought to you by Worthy Road Studios, and they'll line them up and tell you how it is really a pleasure for us to do these games and for them to bring the games to you at home. And so it is going to be the home team that will be receiving. And we're about set to go. And we continue to have more and more fans begin to trickle in here on this very pleasant and, shall we say, a bit breezy evening here at Kirkland Field. We are not going to have anyone, I think, suffer greatly tonight from a humidity overdrive, and there come the Bruins. And carrying the flag is Ferris Rasbach. And I'll tell you about your crew tonight. The executive producer of Worthy Road Studios is Paul Schultze. Our director tonight is Jewel Bodkins. And our producer, Christopher Reasons. And on cameras, Eric Inman and Stephen Childress. And they are the ones who are going to be bringing you all the action. And I'm delighted to be with you tonight. So we'll see what kind of offensive decisions that the Bruins make as they start tonight. And they will be defending the west goal. And we're about set for kickoff here. Hudson Butler, 7th grader, is kicking off for the Lions. And here we go. Let the games begin. Very short kick, and it goes off of the hands. And let's see, they got a big pile up there, and Trinity is saying, we've got it. That was not an onside kickoff, and it was just a very short kick. And watch this again, particularly in slow motion, as it goes right off of the hands of Ferris. And the Lions do indeed have the ball. So a bit of trickery here to begin this, although, as I say, it didn't look like your average onside kick. So Trinity, which will get the ball for first possession at the second half, is going to start this one at the Bruin 47. And here they come. All right, they're going to go out the shotgun. Bruins are going to rush 4 up front. And there's a pass over the middle, and it is complete to Harris Smith. Smith, the 8th grader, at wide receiver, and he was right in the seam. And let's look at this one again on the Carlock replay. And watch him just finds that opening between two defenders, and he carries it down to the 29 of the Bruins. 18-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage. All right, Bruins break the huddle. Pardon me, the Lions break the huddle, and here we go once again. 1st and 10 at the 29. And going back to throw again, is going to go for it all. And that thing could have been intercepted. He was trying to hit Reed Williamson on that on a deep pattern and just overthrew it. And Jacob Snyder made a valiant stab at trying to intercept. So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 29s, but it looks like the Lions are going to go right to the air tonight and see if they can penetrate this Bruin defense as quickly as possible. You got one running back, Jacob Joyce. And Greg Carter, the 7th grader, at the quarterback. Handoff goes this time to Joyce, and the tackle is made by Noah Britt, defensive lineman, 8th grader. And you can see they're just going to try to run that one right up the middle and nowhere. It's a 2-yard loss. And it's 3rd down and 12. So the Lions need to have probably, more than likely, they've got to get this thing down. If they, you almost have to think at this point this is 4-down territory for them. Back in the gun once again. And he's going to go back to pass. He's getting a hard rush, and it's up for grabs, and it is almost intercepted. You had a collision between Jacob Snyder and Hudson Rushing. And let's watch this again. As you can see, he was trying to get that thing on a deep pattern, and double coverage came in, and they actually cost themselves the interception, but probably doesn't matter because it is 4th and 12 now. So it's got to be all or nothing at this point for the Lions after getting that fumble on the kickoff. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if they get a big rush on this one. And again, they're stacking 5 up front. And he gets the clap. And he has got the rush and almost lost it with a fumble, but great defensive pressure by Joshua O'Neal, the 8th grader. And O'Neal just comes back in on the right side, and he manages to completely devour that attempt at trying to make a 4th down conversion. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bruins at their own 31. And it's going to be Creech calling the signals. And the handoff, he's going to sweep right. It's a jet sweep. And he's getting back to the 40, to the 45, the 50, the 45, 40. And goes all the way down to the 36-yard line, a 33-yard gain. Now watch this. The blocking develops over on the right-hand side of the line, this jet sweep, and look at that particular play in which up front the block was thrown by Jacob Snyder. And here goes Drew Davis, 33-yard gain on the play. Amazing. 1st and 10 once again, and they're going to go left this time. And nice job of stacking that one up by J.W. Rushing. Logan Lindsay was trying to see if he could duplicate the same thing on the opposite direction. And he had a hole there for a minute, but somebody missed an assignment, and there you go. So Lindsay, he gains to the 40. Actually, he lost 4 yards back to the 40, so it's 2nd and 14 Bruins. And it looks like they may rush 3. And a handoff goes right up the middle, and you've got a swarm of Lions to bring him down. Drew Davis gained about a yard on the play to the 39. And you can see this very, very quickly bouncing off the blockers, and it was, you had a pack of 4 Lions that managed to stifle that play. So we've got 3rd and 13 coming up. And back to pass once again. And going with the screen, and just took his eye off the ball before he tried to run with it before he actually saw it, and that was Drew Davis. He had a little bit of opening behind him. He may not have made the 1st down, but let's watch this again. As you can see, he's got the opening, and he goes for the flare pass as he checks it down. And he was being challenged very, very quickly by Jacob Joyce. So you got 4th and 13 now. Let's see what kind of magic the Bruins can pull. They're going to go for it from the 39. And here goes. And he's going to run it right. And the pass is completed to the 19, and that should be enough for the 1st down. Wide open was Jacob Snyder. And so Creech on the rollout, and he finds his man between 2 defenders, and there it was. He knew just exactly how much he had to have. He had to get to the 21, and they spotted at the 20, so it's 1st and 10 for the Bruins. Great 4th down conversion. And quick handoff up the middle, getting inside the 10. Maybe right on the 10. Let's see where they spot it to see if they're going to give him a 1st down on this. They're going to spot it at the 11, so it's going to be 2nd and 1. Jacob Joyce on the tackle. And we're getting down to the 4-minute mark here in this 1st quarter of play. All right, Creech lines up with 1 man in the backfield at Drew Davis. And Creech right up the middle. Touchdown, Bruins. Jacob Snyder runs a perfect center. Watch him on that curl pattern, and he manages to get between two of the linebackers and gets in for the touchdown. And so the Bruins take first blood with 4:03 to go in the first quarter, up 6-0. And they're going to attempt to run it for two. And Creech with the handoff and going right over right tackle and stifled. Drew Davis tried to make it over right tackle, and he was completely stacked up. So 4:03 to go the first quarter. It is Bruins 6, Lions nothing. We'll be back with more right after this.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years.
Thank you very much.
Carlock Nissan and Carlock Prestige, the name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson. The name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson. Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
10 seconds, we're going to let 30 seconds after this.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
And while we were still in the commercial break, they went on ahead and kicked off, and it went out of bounds, and so the ball is going to be spotted at the, and let's see where they're going to spot it at the 45-yard line. So Trinity gets another break.
The Lions decline the penalty and take over 1st and 10 at the 45.
1st and 10 at the 45. And back again to call signals, Greg Carter. He's got two wide receivers and hands the ball off to J.W. Rushing, and he is swarmed under by Jack Kreider and by Eli Yandel and also Ferris Rasbach. Joshua O'Neal was also in on it, so there were a lot of Bruins trying to stop that play. And he takes a loss of 6 on that, so it's 2nd and 16. They're not playing for tempo right now. They're taking all the time they possibly can back in the huddle. And he breaks the huddle once again. And let's see what kind of strategy that Greg Carter employs. And we got a flag. And we've got false start. So another 5-yard penalty, and the Lions are going to be backed up to their own 34. So it is now, looking back at our board, 2nd down and 21. And some of those early mistakes like that can be extraordinarily costly when you're trying to make that first comeback and match the touchdown that the Bruins had. Bruins lead at 6-0. And he's going to go for a big one again. A floater is up there and almost coming down with it. He had shaken the defenders. Reed Williamson had it, and it just slid out of his chest. This is one of those you better be there passes, and Reed Williamson came back to catch the ball. He was short-circuited a little bit by Ty Sykes on that play, but he just couldn't hold on to it as he went to the ground, and so it is 3rd and 21. As we say, the Lions are definitely going to the air tonight because they believe that's their opportunity to match this Bruin defense. And in the backfield is Jacob Joyce. And Carter to call the signals again in the gun. And he flares it out to the 30 and gets to the 34, but that's not going to be enough. Harris Smith on the reception. Now you see, he has that opening right there, and he shakes off Jake Martin, but then help comes along. That's one thing about it. This is a swarming defense from this Bruin team tonight, and they absolutely are. You're going to absolutely have perfect blocking to be able to get out of all of those swarms they've got on the field. So they go back to punt. And it goes back to the 36, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, to the 45. Outstanding return by Hudson Rushing.
Number 12, Hudson Rushing on the punt return.
And that punt went approximately 34 yards. And you watch him as he fends off one defender and gets by another one, and it's a 20-yard return. So the Bruins will take over on the Lion 44. And we got 1:52 to go here in the first quarter. Worthy Road Studios bringing you middle school football tonight between USJ and TCA. And a little bit of a rollout, and the pass is complete to Luke Brown, the 8th grader, at wide receiver. He's doing a good job tonight of checking off to his shorter man if he doesn't see anybody open immediately. And that's a 6-yard gain, and so it's a 2nd and 4 for the Bruins. Don't be surprised to see, and you got, let's see if they're going to call that a false start or if it is going to be offsides. It looked as though that USJ remained still and that the jump was taken on the count by Trinity. It is a 5-yard penalty, and that's going to be good enough for a first down. With 1:21 to go in the first quarter. All right, back again. Going in the gun. One man in the backfield. And trying to ease away from the defenders, but he could not get away from J.W. Rushing, and that's going to be a loss of 5 on the play. Rushing was just extremely smart on that, very patient, and managed to get a shoestring tackle on Caden Creech. So Creech is going to try to see if he can pick it back up here. 2nd and 15, and on the run, going around right tackle, and finally pounding it down. And you had both Tanner Webb and Fruel Goodwin coming in on the tackle, but this guy is absolute dynamite as he just continues to get those legs churning. 3rd down now for the Bruins. They're definitely in 4-down territory, and getting a little bit over anxious was Blake Carlson as he jumped off sides. So 5-yard penalty. They've got to get to the 24 for a first down, so this one is going to be now a 3rd and 3. So we'll probably have one more play here as we wind up the first quarter. Creech gave the clap, and let's see if he's going to just let the clock run out. No, he hands it off. And they got the first down. It's to the 20, the 15, the 10, and down to the 8-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal when we come back for the second quarter. Drew Davis on the run with the first down. He picked up 18 yards on the play. So, with the score, Bruins 6, Lions nothing. First quarter's over. Let's take this time out.
This is how we Friday night. How do you Friday night?
This is how we Friday night.
Gotcha.
This is how we Friday night.
This is how we Friday night.
No matter how you Friday night, you always win at Kaufman's.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Kaufman's, one of the great locally owned businesses right here in Jackson, Tennessee. Please tell them that you appreciate them bringing middle school football to you right here on Worthy Road Studios. So the Bruins have it, 1st and goal at their own 9 as we start the second quarter. They lead 6-0. 8-minute second quarter, and that one goes up the middle for about 2. And he's really been a workhorse, Drew Davis as well as Snyder. They've been workhorses in the backfield. And they're going to take their time, and Creech coming back, 8th grader. He'll be on the varsity next year. He lines up back on the 10, 2nd and goal, and the handoff goes over right tackle and finally knocking down Drew Davis after a pickup of about, and let's take a look at it there. They're going to spot it on the 4, so it's going to be 3rd down and goal after that 2-yard pickup. But they are definitely in 4-down territory here. And splitting out wide is Sam Cale. And let's see if they go for, and this is going to be a little pitch back, a little bit of a triple option that you see there. The pitch went back to Drew Davis, and that defense was prepared for it, and so the gain is down to the 2, and so it is going to be 4th and goal. They actually spot it back on the 3, so 4th and goal from the 3. And Creech gets a signal from the sidelines, and let's see how he plays it. It's got to happen on this play. And he goes to the air, fires it, and it's intercepted. That actually went off the hands of Sam Davis and was picked off by Harris Smith, the 8th grader. Now watch how this happens. He's looking to try to get over the middle, and it went off the hands of Davis and right into the hands of Harris Smith. So it's an excellent goal line defensive stand on the part of the Trinity Lions. So they'll take over at their own 20 with 6 minutes, 13 seconds to go here in the second quarter from Kirkland Field in Jackson, Tennessee. Steve Beverly with all the action and the fine crew from Worthy Road Studios as they bring you sports action of every variety for about 10 months out of the year. And we have some that we have only maybe once or twice a year. Upcoming, we've got the great Hub City Fight Night that's coming up with Golden Gloves Boxing. Tell you more about that later. And they're going to go with a quick screen to the right, and this is going to be a race, and it was a nice job of picking up the first down. Drake Butler on the reception. And he just needed a little bit more churn on that, and he might have been able to break this one away for a big, big gainer, but that's great patience also on the defender to pull him down. So a 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 32. He's going to go for the big one. He's floating it up high, and it is caught. That's a height advantage there, and a terrific job of Drake Butler. Again, just very patient, kept his eye on the ball. It's sort of a dangerous pass because he just floats it, but he is behind his defender and reaches up high to pick it up, and he gains all the way to the 41 of USJ. 28-yard gain on that pass. Now you see the Bruin defenders, and they've been shell-shocked by that They've actually moved it up to the 40, so give him 29 yards on that pass. And that one's a little bit high, and that may actually, well, he's done a terrific job just to make something out of it. Reed Williamson on the catch. Now, watch this to the corner. It looked like it was going to be too high, but Reed reaches up high to pick it up and gets between 3 defenders before he is finally pulled down. And managed to get 4 yards out of that. It looked like there was no way that was going to happen. I'm sure Andy and Melissa are very happy to see that. As well as Grandpa Bill and Grandma Carolyn. Carol, I should say. And there's the big bomb. He's going to go for it all, and it's tipped away. And actually, that was a good move on the part of Reed Williamson to tip it out of bounds, because had he not done that, one of those defenders may have come down with an interception. That's one of the smart things that you're taught early on is if it looks as though it's going to be too high, try to see if you can bat it down or bat it out of bounds so that the defenders don't come up with a pick. So it's 3rd down now. They've got to get to the 30 for the first down, 3rd and 6. Let's see if they stay with this air attack that they have been doing almost on this entire drive. And they go again with a screen. And it's going to be a first down. Getting down to the 28-yard line. Harris Smith on the reception from Greg Carter. So they are just staying in the air with it. Just going to his wide receiver and letting him pick up the yardage that he needs right there. And he knew exactly where the first down marker was. So we are looking at 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Now, they changed their direction here, and they're going to have 3 wide receivers right. Now, that can be a decoy sometimes, so just watch and see what happens. Yeah, instead he goes left, and snagged up between defenders was Drake Butler, and a flag is thrown, and it looks like we're going to see some interference. Yeah, pass interference charged against. That's the preliminary call against USJ. As we say, when he went with 3 wide receivers sometimes and had them all split out to the right, look for a play to go left, and that's exactly what he did, and managed to get a pass interference call, so that's going to take the ball all the way down to the 16-yard line of USJ. So Trinity with a deep penetration this time, and it's all been in the air. And by penalty. Now he's got 2 wide receivers, split right and 2 left. 1 man in the backfield. And they go left again and trying to squint, and there's a fumble. It's out of bounds. That was very, very dangerous. Drake Butler came up with the pass reception, but all of a sudden it was knocked away. Now watch as he crosses the 15. It was just completely stripped, but it went out of bounds, and so there was no, even if USJ had recovered, it would have been Lions ball at that point. So give him credit for a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8 from the Bruin 14. And once again, you got 2 wide receivers on each end. And he's going to the air again. And that one was just a little bit too high. He was trying to get it inside to Harris Smith, and it was just too high. Third down. And again, they've got to get to the 6 for the first down, so it is 3rd down and 8. We're under 4 minutes to go in this second quarter of action, and it is a beautiful night in Jackson, Tennessee. I can't begin to tell you how wonderful it feels to have a football night and feel a little bit of a chill in the air and a very light breeze, and what a wonderful evening it is. And there is the clap. And he's going to go for it in the end zone, and it is a touchdown. Drake Butler. And now watch this again. He curls in. This is a particularly difficult pattern when you're dealing with two defenders that are really crashing right in on you. It was a perfectly timed pattern on that pass. So the Lions evened it up at 6 with 3:45 to go. And they're going to go again with 4 wide receivers and 1 man in the backfield. But that entire drive, they went completely with passing. And he's going to do it again. And he got it. It's Reed Williamson with the 2-point conversion, and it's an 8-6 Trinity lead. He had 2 men in the vicinity, but Williamson was there and knew all he had to do was just drop across the goal line, and it's an 8-6 lead for Trinity. And they did a terrific job on that one, a 69-yard drive that was with 9 plays, and they took it all the way down, all in the air, plus a 15-yard pass interference penalty. So it's 8-6. Now they're going to kick this off very quickly, so we're going to keep it right here. 3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the first half. And it'll be interesting to see what USJ employs. They've mixed their plays well tonight between the pass and the run. We've seen a few jet sweeps, but they've also had a very strong. This is so different than, I'm not going to tell you how many years ago it was, but back in the years where it was junior high football, and most of the coaches in that era, they thought that the biggest risk that you had in any football game was to put the ball in the air. So it was run, 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 and you only passed out of desperation. Not anymore. And again, another attempt at an onside kick, and that was very, very smart and alert movement by Jack Kreider to recover it. So they, instead of trying to kick long, they were just took a gamble to see if they could come up with the onside kick. So the Bruins have it 1st and 10 at their own 46. They're 54 yards away and have 3 minutes and 45 seconds to see if they can navigate the waters home. Trailing 8-6. And there's your handoff again. This is another jet sweep, and this is a good one. He's at the 40, 35, 30, 25. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Bruins. 55-yard run, 1 play, goodbye. Look at how he turns on the speed once he gets past the 50. And it was just a foot race, and he got the last defender, just completely shook him off, and a perfectly timed run for the touchdown by Drew Davis. 55-yard run, it's 12-8 Bruins, so just like that, you know, flip the candle, turn the wheel of fortune, it's back in the different direction. And he's going to go to the air again, and yes! 2-point conversion. Jacob Snyder. And it was again right up the middle. He had another receiver that was open, Jake Martin. But it was, again, a perfectly timed pattern, and so the Bruins back on top, 14-8. Let's take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be right back. Okay. They're kicking off so quickly after these touchdowns.
Dynamics
Physical Therapy, again, another of the fine companies and businesses and taking care of your health throughout West Tennessee. And we're so glad to have them as part of our Worthy Road Studios family, sponsoring sports all across the tube, as well as tonight specifically middle school football. And here's your kickoff, and this again is another floating kick. We haven't seen any deep ones tonight, and so that one was picked up at about the 48-yard line, and that is where the Lions are going to start with 52 yards, then they've got 3.5 minutes to try to navigate it. Well, this has been it has been an even matchup so far tonight, and the lead has changed hands 3 times. And let's see what the answer is. And, of course, with this passing attack led by Greg Carter, you have to believe that they're going to continue with what has worked well for them tonight. And they are, again, going right with it. It's Reed Williamson, and he manages to get across midfield and keeps churning those legs to the 47. So it is an 8-yard gain for Williamson. And note how he comes back to the ball. And he shakes off one defender, and then finally it takes about 3 to bring him down. His father, Andy Williamson, he played football and basketball at Trinity Christian Academy. So it's 2nd and 5. They're at the 47. And again, this time they've got 3 wide receivers left. And he's going left again, almost intercepted. Just about. If he'd have had about maybe a second less timed on that jump, Jake Martin would have gone for 6. Look at this. He's going up high, and he tipped it. If he had tipped it to himself, I think he would have been to the races. It's 3rd and 5 now from the 47 of the Bruins. And let's see how the Lions try to make this work. And the big thing is they just got to try to pick up the first down to keep this drive alive with 2 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the second quarter. On your Thompson and Smith Insurance scoreboard. All right, back to pass once again, and finding his man at the 40. It's the first down. Drake Butler comes down with it. He sneaked in between the defenders. Now watch the patience that Greg Carter has here. And he's got one receiver that's about 5 more yards down the field, but he goes to the guy that he looks like was wide open, and indeed was. And Carter comes over to get his instructions. He's very poised for a 7th grader. And you see that big defensive line trying to stay tough right now. Ferris was up there along with a couple of these other big guys. Getting close to the 2-minute mark. Going to the air once again. And in between the defenders, and it is intercepted. It was tipped by Deuce Davenport, and coming down with it, it looked like it's Eli Yandel. Let's look at it on the replay once again. You can see he floated it up, and he was trying to get it into Drake Butler, and perfect concentration, and coming down with it is one of the captains for the Bruins, Eli Yandel, so that snuffs out the threat. Bruins will start at their own 25. They have to go 75 yards in 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Let's see if they can pull it off. And the handoff. This is one of the few running plays that we've seen all night long, and that one is completely snuffed out by Sam Davis, one of the captains for the Lions. And it looked like they're going to say no gain on the play, so it's 2nd and 10. That clock is ticking. So they may well go back to the air at this stage of the game, leading 14-8. Got some outstanding camera work tonight from this great crew with Worthy Road Studios. And fakes it, and he goes with the run once again, and Trinity is right there. It is J.W. rushing on the stuff. Pickup of about 3.5 yards on the play, but they smelled that one. And he ran right into Blake Carlson, and then making the tackle was J.W. rushing. So it's 3rd down and 6, and we're getting close to the 1-minute mark here in this second quarter. Going to the air once again. Plenty of time to throw, but he may be forced to run it. No, he finds an opening, and he's got an open man at midfield. He's at the 45, the 40. It's Eli Yandel all the way down to the 22-yard line with just under 50 seconds remaining. Now watch this. It looked like the defenders were about to catch up to him, and so he did a good job of rolling out. And beautifully timed throw right there. And Yandel is off to the races and finally brought down by Tanner Webb. Let's take a quick timeout, 30 seconds, and we'll be right back.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson, or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care, and let your smile say it all.
And the sounds of Sweet Caroline all over Kirkland Field here in North Jackson, Tennessee. And we're glad to have you here. That was a dynamic pass play before that timeout was taken with 49.7 seconds remaining in the first half. Bruins trying to add to this 14-8 lead. And instead, he's got him open over the middle, and he's down to the 1-yard line. Jacob Snyder just stayed with perfect concentration on this. Now watch this. He's looking right first, and then all of a sudden he sees wide open, just getting past the defenders was Snyder, and he took it down all the way to the 1-yard line. First and goal, Bruins, and a chance here at the latter part of this second quarter to take it, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper, and in for the touchdown is Caden Creech. And the Bruins up 20-8. Creech, there was no doubt in anybody else's mind that he was going to call his own number because he felt like he could navigate that 1 yard, and he did. So it's a 20-8 lead for University School of Jackson. And they're going for two. So Creech will call the signals. And they're going around the right tackle, and it is a touchdown. Well, a 2-point conversion. Drew Davis on that one. Now watch this. He goes around to the right, and he just simply confuses the blockers. They tried a shoestring tackle, could not come up with it, and it's a 22-8 lead for the Bruins as we're about 36.5 seconds away from halftime. It'll be interesting to see if on the kickoff, if after that the Lions decide to try to go to the air again and see if they can come up with something, because they have been very successful at moving the ball deeply down the field, but they've had a couple of turnovers in the game, and so this is going to be interesting to see what they do. Cason White's going to be doing the kicking. And, of course, he's done some squib kicks during the course of this contest tonight. So would he try that again to try to give his team another opportunity? We'll see. Here he goes. And again, this is a floater, and it's picked up at the 45, and going nowhere with it was Tanner Webb. He went down hard and actually had about a yard's loss after he picked it up, but still 33 seconds left and not bad field position at the 44-yard line, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not the Lions try to just run the clock out, or they've got time to run maybe 4 plays.
On the score update, our Lady Bruins are in the regional soccer finals against Lausanne. They were up 2-0 in the first period.
Lady Bruins are leading Lausanne 2-0 in the regional soccer finals tonight. And that game is on Worthy Road Studios as well. So here we go. Back in the shotgun once again. They got 4 wide receivers, and they're going to go with a floater. And he's at the 45, and he is slammed hard. And let's look at this one. It looked as though he might have some blocking and could pick up some yardage with this, but he had to go back to the ball. And so it is only and timeout is called by Trinity with 9.7 seconds remaining. So let's take a quick timeout, 30-second break here on Worthy Road Studios.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating, 668-3339, for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
3, 2, 1. We're back on 3.
So Trinity will have a 2nd and 8 and only 9.7 seconds to try to get down the field, and they may try to go for a big one here and just see. He's got a pretty strong arm, namely Greg Carter. Whether he could get it all the way from there, the key thing is if he could get it about 25 yards down the field and get one of his receivers to be able to pick up some extra on that, they still have an opportunity. Back in the gun again. He's going to go for a big one. And double coverage knocked away beautifully by Jake Martin, doing a great job as a defensive back tonight. And he's got a lot of height to be able to do that. Pass intended for Reed Williamson. So Trinity has one more opportunity with a 3rd down play. And at this stage of the game, of course, I mean, they've taken some good gambles so far tonight, but down 22-8. Do you risk an interception at this point that could be taken all the way back for 6, or do you just run the clock out? Let's see what they do. All right, 3 wide receivers, right, and 1 left. 1 man in the backfield. And it's a screen. And that's not going to go anywhere. Harris Smith came down with it, but there was nobody fooled on USJ's side of the ball, and they knocked him back for a 2-yard loss. And that is the end of the first half, and it has been, I don't know that I would call it a dominating performance yet, because Trinity's made a couple of drives deep into USJ territory that did not result in scores. One was an interception. But it has been one in which I think certainly USJ can go into the locker room feeling very, very comfortable with this 22-8 lead, and it will be most interesting to see what kind of adjustments may be made in the second half, because we have not seen much of a running attack on the part of Trinity Christian Academy. So we're going to take a break of about 5 minutes, and we've got about a 7 minute about 7 minutes more to go before we pick up the action here in the second half. So let's take a 5-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have the second half of action with the Bruins leading 22-8.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
She's a beauty, isn't she?
My parents said they would buy me a car for college. This is perfect.
Well, this one isn't for sale, but I can tell you how to win it.
It's time for the 4th annual Lifeline Car Giveaway.
And Joe Mahan Ford is proud to donate a car again this year.
Give blood with Lifeline between Memorial Day and Labor Day for a chance to win a 2019 Ford EcoSport. Join Lifeline
and Joe Mahan Ford and give blood this summer.
It's easy.
and you could save a life.
Lifestyle Vision, located at Thompson Farms, offers patient-centered comprehensive eye exams. Select your new look with our latest styles from exclusive brands. Come see us Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or schedule an appointment anytime online. Lifestyle Vision, where compassion meets commitment. Tired of being seen and not heard? At Lifestyle Vision, we believe in patient-centered quality eye care for West Tennessee, which is why we are locally owned and operated. Come see us Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or schedule an appointment anytime online. Lifestyle Vision, where compassion meets commitment.
It's time for the 4th annual Lifeline Car Giveaway.
And Joe Mahan Ford is proud to donate a car again this year.
Give blood with Lifeline between Memorial Day and Labor Day for a chance to win a 2019 Ford EcoSport. Join Lifeline
And Joe Mahan Ford and give blood this summer.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, we realize there are more than enough things to worry about on a day-to-day basis. With our new 10-year all-inclusive package, your home comfort doesn't have to be one of them. For one low monthly payment, you can purchase a brand new York unit with full maintenance and repair coverage for 10 years with approved credit. No hassle, no stress, just complete coverage for your comfort and convenience. Contact McCoy's Heating and Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com to schedule your free new AC estimate today.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's Body Shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
At Nest Realty Jackson, connections and relationships are at the heart of everything we do. We wake up every day with the goal of helping our agents build trust, relationships, and community. Let's connect.
Hey, this is Chuck Walker with Southeastern Termite and Pest Control. If you live in West Tennessee, you have a need for the services we offer. We treat for all types of pests, including bed bugs, brown recluse spiders, and other hard-to-treat pests. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to encapsulate a crawl space. Give us a call to hear how to achieve the same thing and save thousands. Southeastern Termite and Pest Control can handle all of your termite and pest control needs, wood fungus and moisture barriers, real estate closing letters, and so much more. Southeastern, 731-660-1052.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
We're about 2 minutes away from the second half kickoff, and Trinity will receive the kick to start the second half. As we say, the Lions have done a good job of keeping the ball in the air, and it's been a bend but not break defense on the part of USJ that has kept Trinity from scoring multiple touchdowns in this game. Quarterback Greg Carter has gone quite a bit to Reed Williamson as well as Harris Smith as his receivers, but they just have not been able to connect in the red zone as deeply as they would have liked. They had one interception that they tossed and had another drive that was stifled at about the 2-yard line. And USJ, Caden Creech, has mixed his plays well. He's had some great running opportunities for his backs. Drew Davis and has done a terrific job in the running back, and of course Hudson rushing and Jake Martin and as receivers. And so this is one that it is going to probably take an early comeback in this third quarter for Trinity to be able to get it back into this one, particularly not playing on its home field, even though, let's face it, when you're only about a 15-minute drive away over from Trinity's campus to USJ. And this is indeed, if you've never been over here, is absolutely one of the most beautiful athletic complexes that any public or private high school anywhere could have. It's just absolutely spectacular. Soccer field, baseball, and softball fields, and this magnificent stadium that we're at, and a terrific track around it. It's about as good as you could possibly get in high school football. And so certainly the good folks who have been the boosters here at USJ are certainly to be congratulated. And, of course, there's excellent facilities over at Trinity Christian Academy. Athletic director there is one of my longtime friends, Dexter Williams, who happened to have been one of my students many years ago at Union University. In fact, I've told this story many times, but Dexter Williams actually gave a speech one day on how to change a drawstring in sweatpants. And I have never forgotten that speech. The only problem is I didn't learn enough from it because I never have been able to do it. I think I need Dexter to give me a refresher on that. Bruins get set to kick off here as we start the third quarter of action. And this is the deepest one we've seen tonight. It goes back to the 29-yard line, and picking it up is J.W. Rushing, and he carries it out to the 45, a 16-yard return. And that's where the Lions will start in business, 55 yards away from pay dirt, and they need one early here in the third quarter. And once again, you see some of that big defensive line from USJ that's done a terrific job of stalling some of these extended drives on the part of the Lions without a touchdown. 22-8, and here we go. Play 8-minute quarters in middle school ball. And there's your handoff, and this is one of the few running plays we've seen tonight, and it went absolutely nowhere. They just stacked up completely. And it's a terrific job, particularly the front line with Noah Britt and Ferris Rasbach. They were just really all over it there, and they were not going to allow that play to go anywhere, and it's a loss of 3, 2nd and 13 for the Lions. As we mentioned, USJ girls soccer are in a regional playoff game that is going on right now as we speak. So we'll try to keep you posted on how that's going. They were leading 2-0, and that one almost fumbled, and that was actually a smart move to try to just kill it. And Greg Carter just dives on it because he knew if he tried to scoop it up, it was probably going to result in a fumble. So an unfortunate for the Lions, an unfortunate bobble that sends them back to the 36-yard line, and they are now facing 3rd and 19 after starting this drive on the 45. So Carter calls the signals, and let's see if he goes back to the air again. He's got 4 wide receivers. And again, he's going to go left with it. And it's picked up by Drake Butler, and he is spilled at the 39. And one of those who spilled him was Jake Martin. And Butler, and watch him he just completely bounced off the blockers, and it was a terrific tackle on the part of Jake Martin. So the pickup on the play was to the 39, so it is 4th and 16, and it's punt time now for the Lions. Well, I don't know if they're going to punt. It looks like, yeah, they are. Almost blocked. They got back there very quickly, and bobbling that one. He's got to get on it very, very quickly, and a nice job of nailing Hudson Rushing by Harris Smith. They don't go back as deep as you will see in high school and college football, and that one just completely got away from Hudson Rushing. He looked at it. I don't think he lost it in the lights. It just absolutely took a wicked bounce. So Bruins will take over at their own 31, 69 yards away from a touchdown. And again, they've done a good job of a balanced attack in this game. So once again, Caden Creech calls signals, and he has 3 wide receivers this time and 1 man in the backfield. And he hands it off. And this is a sweep left. And getting beyond those defenders at the 50, the 45, and getting all the way down. He must have broken 3 tackles, getting to the 38-yard line. Now watch this. It looked as though they would possibly have him stacked up right there, and he just uses the stiff arm and goes beyond about 4 defenders and then finally gets stopped at the 38-yard line. Excellent, excellent job. 31-yard gain. Creech at the 38. And a handoff up the middle once again. They're just going to take their time and see if they can eat up some clock on there, and uses his 1 running back very, very adroitly, and Drew Davis makes it down to the 32. 2nd down and 5. They spot it back at the 33 instead. But USJ is working the clock very well here in this 3rd quarter, and if they take their time and are able to move it down and get another touchdown, I don't say that's a nail in the coffin move, but it is going to definitely make it a huge uphill battle for Trinity to be able to make the comeback. And there you go once again, the handoff and a clothesline tackle on the inside, beautifully handled by Sam Davis. And the ball goes back to about the 35-yard line, about the 34.5 they have it. So 3rd down play for the Bruins. And it'll be interesting to see if they choose to go to the air. They've eaten up about 3 minutes on the clock in this 8-minute quarter. So once again, 1 man in the backfield, and they've got 2 wide receivers and a man in motion. And the handoff goes, and he gets down to the 30, not quite to the 1st down mark. It's at the 28. Jacob Snyder with this, and watch this. They just completely fooled, and he had a perfect hole right there, and it was a good job of recovery by J.W. Rushing to make that tackle. So we've got a 4th and 1. And the clock just ticking away here in the 3rd quarter. I got a feeling this is a running play coming. Oh, my goodness, and I could tell it just at that moment, and it was Michael Barker just jumped off sides. False start. He was trying to point out what the defenders were doing, and he just could not stop himself, and so he comes out and replacing him, Elijah Freeman. So now this makes it a bit tougher. It is 4th and 6. They've got to get to the 28 for the 1st down. And they're taking their time. And again, lone man in the backfield is Drew Davis. And Creech to throw. And he got that 1st down. He churned those legs, and Eli Yandell managed to get it to the 26-yard line. It looked as though he was going to be stopped a yard short at the 29. That was a bullet they tossed to him, and look at this. Trying to drag him down was Cason White, but he just could not stop him at the 29. So Bruins with another 1st down on a 4th down conversion. That's their 3rd 4th down conversion of the contest tonight. And they're just trying to work this clock on down and take their time on this drive. And he hands it off, and this is going around right tackle, and they stop him at about the 25. So it's a 3-yard gain, a 2nd and 7 after that 3-yard gain by Drew Davis. And we are just about to get under 2 minutes. This has been a very quickly played 3rd quarter. And Creech once again, he's got 1 man split wide at each end. And don't be surprised at something Yandell might be involved with in this play. Instead, the handoff goes and bouncing up. There's a fumble, but he's back on top of it. Drew Davis, and this was a bit of a counter play. As you watch, he's handed off right, and then he tried to go back left and lost control of the ball, but got quickly back up on top of it. So it's 3rd down now for the Bruins. They've got to get to the 16 to get the first down, so it is 3rd down and 7. This could be the last play of the 3rd quarter. And he throws left, and he completes it to Cooper Scallions, and he is moving into the red zone down at about the 7. Scallions smelled that end zone on that play. The key in this game so far has been excellent 3rd and 4th down conversions by the Bruins. And ball control, because they have controlled it all but about a minute and a half of this 3rd quarter. Ball is on the 7. 1st and goal. And battling against those defenders and keeping those legs moving very, very quickly was Drew Davis. And let's see if they try to get this. They're going to go tempo, I think. Let's see if they try to get this play off before the quarter ends. They're down to 7 seconds. And he's going for it. Yeah, that's going to be right there. No way you're going to stop that one. Just a quick turnaround to Jacob Snyder for the touchdown. And it is a 28-8 lead for the USJ Bruins. Look at that. Nobody picking him up. And he knew it. And so now the opportunity. That's a perfect ball control drive because they took that ball down the field in about 6.5 minutes and used up almost the entire remaining part of the 3rd quarter after Trinity had to give it up with a punt. And going right up the middle, and he's going to be stacked a bit short, although you see one of the players signaling touchdown. It was Drew Davis signaling 2-point conversion. And this is one of the same calls we had earlier as Creech called his own number, but he was stacked up just about a half yard shy. But no matter, it's a 28-8 Bruins lead here as we have 2.6 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break after we get to the end of the 3rd quarter. But it's been, so far, it has been a contest that it looks as though the Bruins' defensive line may be doing a lot to wear out the offensive line of Trinity Christian Academy. So getting set to kick off once again is Deuce Davenport. He's the 8th grader. He plays some wide receiver and defensive back. Davenport with an end-over-end kick and just falling on it is Knox Atwood. The 7th grader falls on it at the 44. So Trinity will have at least one play to try to see if they can navigate this thing over midfield as we get ready for the 4th quarter. And the officials are coming over and trying to tell them, okay, you got to get back on the field here and run the play. And that's where they are headed. And you see a lot of these young men who are going to be on the varsity in coming years, and they're going to be your future high school stars. All right, once again, it's Carter at quarterback. And he hands it off, and just snuffed out was Jacob Joyce, and that was a huge loss of 5 yards as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. It is USJ 28, TCA 8. We'll be back with the 4th and final quarter right after this.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
Thompson & Smith Insurance, again, one of the many fine businesses in Jackson, Tennessee, and our thanks go to them, our great thanks, for being one of our sponsors of middle school, high school, and every other brand of football that we bring you. And we also, as we say, we're at that season, we're bringing you college volleyball, and tonight, soccer. And that we bring you college soccer every weekend, just about. So here we go, fourth quarter of action. Going for the big bomb, and that's going to hang up there, and Reed Williamson had it go off his fingertips. That was really a battle of two guys, and they juggled it up like you would see an act in the circus. Now look at this as it hangs up in the air, almost intercepted, but it was just enough to distract Reed Williamson's concentration, and it went off his fingertips. So we've got a 3rd and 15 now from the 40. And you got to believe this is going to be a passing play again here. Trinity has only run the ball 3 times in the entire contest tonight. So here comes Carter. And he's got J.W. rushing in the backfield with him, and they have 4 wide receivers, 3 of them left. A little bit of a low snap. Over the middle it goes, and they are just about to the first down marker, and I believe that is going to be enough as Reed Williamson read that timing pattern perfectly and came up with the catch, and it is going to be a first down. So we moved the chains down, and that has to be a little bit of a jolt of energy for Trinity because they have been stuck on this 8 points since they had the lead 8-6 early in the contest, and then it has been pretty much all USJ since then. Williamson knew just how many yards he had to have to be able to pick up that pass and get that first down. All right, once again, this time you've got 3 wide receivers out left. Carter with the pass over the middle, and that was dangerous because there was quadruple coverage on Reed Williamson. Boy, they respect him. The 8th grader who is no doubt going to be on Trinity's varsity next year and has been showing just great talent as a receiver tonight. And you can tell that they respect him greatly. 25 minutes remaining in the regional girls soccer playoff game, and USJ is leading Lassonde 3-0. And so things are looking very positive at that end, but there's still 25 minutes remaining. And once again, you got 3 wide receivers split left, 1 right. Carter goes back to throw, gets rid of it quickly, and nobody home. And I think looks like that was just about a missed assignment because nobody was in that vicinity around the 35-yard line. So it is a 3rd down play now from the 46. And this is the one that it just absolutely has to happen on for Trinity because you saw what happened in the 3rd quarter when USJ took the ball with 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter and just basically worked it down the field, mixing passes and runs down the field and ate up all but the last 2 seconds of the 3rd quarter. So Trinity needs a first down here. Carter again. He's got his man now. Can he get it? And Williamson just can't quite get to the marker. They're going to mark it at about the 36.5-yard line, so he's about a half yard short. All right, watch Carter. Now, that's a perfectly delivered ball. Williamson with great hands on it. And so let's see where they are actually going to mark this one. It's going to give them a real dilemma as to what to do, because the ball has been marked at the 30. They got a really interesting, in fact, they gave them the first down. That is interesting because I think they gave them a very friendly spot on that one, but for Trinity, it's a first down at the 36. So credit Reed Williamson for getting enough momentum to get that ball over that stripe and get the first down. Carter again throwing. He's going to roll out this time, and he better hurry. Fires it, and just off the fingertips of Harris Smith. That would have been a shoestring catch, and he was really being pursued on that rollout left. Fake that handoff to J.W. Rushing, and he was almost snagged down from behind, and they tried to get it down to the 22, and it was just a bit short. So a second down play for Trinity from the Bruin 36. 6 minutes, 21 seconds remaining on one of the most pleasant nights that you will ever have for football. Temperature just right, and the wind has calmed down, and you're not having that humidity that drives you crazy. It is a perfect night for football. Carter to throw once again. He's going to try to go for it all. And that one was just too high for Williamson. They have been putting 2 and 3 men on him because they, I think, respect his deep threat. So it's third down. Snyder was in on the coverage and did a good job of just slowing up Williamson where he could not get by and perhaps go for one. So it is 3rd and 10 once again with 6:17 remaining, and you got a play that is similar to what Trinity faced in the third quarter, trying to move the ball in. Carter to throw, and he's got a stack formation with his wide receivers. Now let's see if that is going to be a false start. And no, it is offside. They say it was USJ that jumped. So that might change the strategy. It'll be 3rd and 5 now at the 31-yard line. All right, he says wind the clock, and here we go. No, they don't. Now they do. He wound his hand twice, and finally they came on and started the clock. All right, 3rd and 5 for the Lions. And let's see if Carter changes the strategy here after they were going to be 3rd and 10. And they've got 3 wide receivers left. And he goes right to Williamson once again, and again he was right in the midst of coverage on the other side by Jacob Snyder, who's been with him just about all night long. I think they probably have had a few conversations about their families. They have been really stacked up against each other all night long. So it's now 4th and 5 with 5 minutes, 51 seconds remaining in the game. And again, tomorrow night, Friday night, high school football night all across West Tennessee. If you can't make it in person, go to Worthy Road Studios, and you will find tons of high school football games from all across this region. And it will be all a great pleasure for this great production company that brings it to you every weekend. Carter again to throw. He's going to be chased. He may have to carry it himself. No, he's finally going to let it fly, and almost intercepted, but knocked down. Excellent job of defense by Hudson Rushing. They were trying to get a deep one, and it didn't go, and so it is USJ to take over with 5:42 remaining, and we'll see if they employ the same strategy that the Bruins did in the third quarter, in which they basically just took their time, chewed up the clock, and put over that 4th touchdown of the evening. All right, Bruins take it over on their own 31. Creech is in at the quarterback. And he's been at the gun all night long. And we got a timeout called. Trinity calls timeout. We'll take one as well. So it is Bruins 28, Lions 8, and you're watching middle school football on Worthy Road Studios. Back after this.
Champions Enterprise LLC presents Lamont Ingram's 5th annual Hub City Fight Night. It's all happening Saturday, October 29th at Champs Event Center on Hollywood in Jackson. The main event, former World Boxing Organization Super Lightweight World Champion DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley versus Derek Murray. General admission tickets $50 each for the entire boxing card. Call 731-736-1109 or buy online. Sponsored by Budweiser, Thomas Media, and Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel.
Well, I had great fun last year calling Hub City Fight Night, and I'm looking forward to it again in October. And it's just really interesting to see those boxers go through their paces at Oman Arena. Well, let's see how the Bruins, and they're going to go with the run again, and this one just a little bit too much of a shakeup, but let's see what happens if Drew Davis can get out from that traffic. He loses 2. There was a little bit of a shakeup on this pitch play. Watch it again here on the replay, and he tosses it back, and I think he just took his eye off the ball just a bit. He did an excellent job just being able to get back to the 29 after being swarmed under by the Lions. So it's 2nd and 12. But once again, they're going to take their time. This is not going to be tempoed on this drive. They're going to do whatever they can to just chew up as much as they can on each play, try to keep the ball in bounds, not throw incomplete passes. You only got 2 receivers split out, and terrific. And there's a fumble, and it's picked up by the Lions. And you can see how frustrated that Drew Davis was that he couldn't hold on to it. Oh, we got a flag. There's a little bit of extracurricular goes on after the play. And there he goes right there, and he was snuffed out by Jacob Joyce at linebacker. And then here, let's see how they're going to sort this one out and who this is going to be called against. He picks up the flag now. They're at the 31. Now they're going to take it back, and apparently just a little bit too much extracurricular on the part of the Lions after recovering the fumble, and that is a huge misstep because instead of being at the Bruin 32, they're all the way back to the 47. So the ladder is going to be much deeper to climb and much stiffer trying to get up there, going back from the 47-yard line. And that's a teaching moment for the coaches because they'll just, they'll look at that and they'll say, hey, when we're trying to make a comeback in this game, you can't do things like that and lose your concentration. So they're at the 47 now. And once again, it is Carter at quarterback. And he's got 4 wide receivers, and he goes to Williamson with it. And here goes Reed. He gets to the 40, and he was absolutely just clotheslined by by Eli Yandel. Carter has thrown the ball 33 times in this game. Look at that. That is the way you make a tackle and make it emphatic. 2nd down play, 4:17 remaining. And let's see how Carter goes with this one. He's got Joyce with him again in the backfield. But I think the rest of the way it's going to be all passing on the part of Trinity. And he was trying to get that one down at about the 35 to Drake Butler, but it was just out of his reach. And so now they're facing 3rd down and 10 back at the 47. And for Trinity to have any hope whatsoever, and the odds are long, it really has to happen on this play. Although you got to figure they are in 4-down territory. They're at the 40. I said it was 3rd and 10. They're at the 40, so it's 3rd down and 3. So Carter once again has Joyce in the backfield with him, and they're going to send 3 wide receivers left and Reed Williamson right. Takes about a 3-step drop, and it's intercepted. Picked off. It's Eli Yandel, and he's at the 50, the 45, the 40, and finally steps out of bounds. Let's see where they're going to mark this one. Yandel was in perfect position to pick this one off. Now watch again what happens. He's trying to go over the middle with it, and he almost, I think, really telegraphed that pass, and there were just too many defenders in the way, and Yandel, who's a big guy anyway, and he nails it down and turns it back for about a 22-yard return. And so that may be the lights out for Trinity in this game, because you got to figure that this USJ team is probably going to just very softly wind up as they are on the 43-yard line of the Lions, and they are really in no hurry to try to get that ball in the end zone. Now, but he is going to go for the pass, and he goes over the middle with it. I'm a little surprised about that. And it was complete over the middle to Jacob Snyder, and they get to the 25-yard line. Bruins with the first down, leading 28-8. And you can see this once again perfectly in between the defenders. There was a seam between those 4. It's almost like when we're calling volleyball and you got 4 defenders together and there's a little open box there, and you try to hit it where the box is open, and that's exactly what he did. And the handoff. And just a little 3-yard gain for Davis that will serve largely to eat up about another 40 seconds on the clock. 2nd and 9. He made it to the 24. Not taking a lot of time. Coming out and splitting far right is going to be Jacob Snyder. You also have Jake Martin. And let's see, he may call his own number. No, he's going to toss it, and wide open and getting in for the touchdown. It's Jacob Snyder once again as the captain scores yet again this evening. So they decided not to go easy on the clock. My crystal ball was completely off on that one, and it again was in the seam between 4 defenders. And he just got in between them, and there he was with a wide open look into the end zone. And so it's a 34-8 game. And there you go, calling his own number for the 2-point conversion, the 3rd time tonight, Caden Creech, 36-8. They haven't quite put that 2-point conversion on the board yet, but it's well, it's 34-8. Okay, they said he did not score that on that long pass. It looked from our vantage point, it looked like he had scored at the end zone. So here comes the 2-point conversion. Creech called his own number for the touchdown. And he may try to run this one himself. Instead, he finds a man that, again, is in all kinds of traffic, but Noah Britt comes down with it, the tight end. And so once again, it is Creech navigating his team down the field, a 36-8 lead. Let's take a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Champions Enterprise LLC presents Lamont Ingram's 5th annual Hub City Fight Night. It's all happening Saturday, October 29th at Champs Event Center on Hollywood in Jackson. The main event, former World Boxing Organization Super Lightweight World Champion DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley versus Derek Murray. General admission tickets $50 each for the entire boxing card. Call 731-736-1109 or buy online. Sponsored by Budweiser, Thomas Media, and Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel.
Got 2.5 minutes left here at Kirkland Field in Jackson, Tennessee, on the campus of University School of Jackson. And Deuce Davenport to kick off yet again. 36-8 lead, and it's one that you can put in the books now for USJ. And the key thing now is for Trinity to see if they can continue to get a few stats increased. And they just settle on it at the 36. And falling on that comfortably was Reed Williamson. And as we say, there have been plenty of moments in this game that Greg Carter has been able to direct this team down the field. They just haven't been able to get it in the end zone but one time. They've had a fumble, a couple of interceptions, and it's just hard when you're trying to make the comeback and you get deep down and then you still can't put it over the hump. So once again, Carter goes back in the gun, and J.W. Rushing is with him. And he takes it and gets nowhere. That's a loss of about 2 for Rushing. They have just not been able to develop any kind of a ground attack this evening, and even though it looked for a moment, that hole closed so quickly. It looked for a moment that he had a hole, but that closed quickly because of those swarming defenders for USJ. Down to the final 2 minutes. Remind you again, tomorrow night, go to Worthy Road Studios, and you will find tons of high school football all across this region. And, of course, Friday night is football night in West Tennessee, particularly for the high schools. We've just enjoyed bringing you this middle school game tonight because it's been full of really interesting action as we see these players that are going to be on the big varsity coming up in the next few years. And that only got to about the 35-yard line on the screen that was completed to Reed Williamson. Boy, Reed has really snagged them in tonight. And they're down to 1:15. And our great thanks to the very nice people here at University School of Jackson for making this a very comfortable evening for us here as we bring you the games. And our certainly thanks to their headmaster as well as to the athletic staff here. It has just been a very fine evening for all of us. Carter back again in the gun. And just too high for Williamson. He's had a couple of those tonight that he's just got to learn his touch pattern on this much better. As I remember, the late Pat Sullivan, when he was a Heisman Trophy winner at Auburn University and then was eventually quarterback coach at Auburn, and he said that it's very tough to learn. He said once you learn a touch pass and you can put the right flavor on it and the right motion, you can do a lot of things to bring your team from behind or actually pad them out to a big lead in a game. And that's what he's a young quarterback, 7th grader, and he'll have time to be able to do that. But he's shown us a lot of stuff here tonight. He is really showing us a lot of promise for the future. And that one, he changed his mind very, very late trying to go to Harris Smith. And that was a 4th down play, so the Bruins are going to take it over 1st and 10, and I think they will get into the victory formation. Now, I said that the last time, that they were just going to take their time going down the field, and all of a sudden they threw a couple of passes and scored another touchdown. But 34.6 seconds remaining. This is probably going to be take a knee. And big hand coming up from the USJ folks for the performance of these middle schoolers here tonight. And, yeah, they're in the victory formation right now. And he takes that knee back at the 41. And this clock is going to run out. And so after Trinity had an 8-6 lead in the first quarter, it was USJ that took command, answered with another touchdown and a 2-point conversion to go up 14-8, and then they carried it all the rest of the way through. And your final is USJ 36, Trinity 8. We will be back to wrap it up after this 4-minute break.
If you work outside or in a facility with no AC, or you're just struggling with this year's heat wave, it can really take a toll on your body and health. At Live Hydration Drip Spa, we can help you recover with our Beat the Heat special for only $59. Call or visit us online today to set your appointment. At Alive Hydration Drip Spa, we offer top-of-the-line IV nutritional therapy, which has a wide variety of health benefits. From immune system boosters and skin care, fatigue, energy, and even hangover relief, you can be sure we have an IV blend that's right for you. All of our blends are administered by one of our experienced nurses in a spa setting to ensure you leave feeling re-energized and refreshed. Give us a call or visit our website to book your appointment today. We have what it takes to make you feel alive again at Alive Hydration Drip Spa.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all prearranged funerals. So you may have prearranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all prearranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, we can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
We offer live webcasting for families. It kind of came out of when so many warriors were going overseas to war. We have learned to offer families more choices that we want to serve our families well and serve our families better.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Brooksy's Barn, locally owned and operated for 40 years in Jackson. Huge Southern buffet at its finest, or choose our drive-through window service. Look over our beautiful lake and enjoy a great meal. Come on by. We are sure you will enjoy our friendly staff and great selection of food that we have, from pork, fish, beef, chicken, not to mention lots of veggies. We also have a fantastic salad bar and a selection of scrumptious desserts. Y'all come.
Well, back we are here to wrap it up at Kirkland Field in Jackson, Tennessee. It was a beautiful night for football, and it turned out to be pretty much after the first quarter all USJ as the Bruins won it 36-8 over Trinity Christian Academy. And it was a night where Caden Creech mixed his running attack that he had with, and called his own number a couple of times, but mixed his running attack that he had with his favorite guy in the backfield, Drew Davis, but also a tremendous passing attack that employed Hudson Rushing and Jake Martin and Jacob Snyder. They all had a tremendous effort as far as the evening was concerned. And then you had Eli Yandell, who came up with a big interception as it looked as though Trinity might have one last gasp. and he came up with one and had a 33-yard return from that interception. So Eli had himself a very fine night tonight, and also it was a good night for the offensive line because they did a great job of protecting quarterback Caden Creech this evening. For Trinity, you got to be at least encouraged because of the fact that you got a guy named Reed Williamson who is a wide receiver who he was a workhorse tonight. 8 receptions on the evening for 69 yards, and if you had maybe a tip of the ball one way or another, he might have had a couple of touchdowns more in the game tonight that could have made this more of an interesting game. Still got a young quarterback in Greg Carter, but he's got a good arm. And the key thing is this attack is built around passing, and he's only going to get better. And I think you got a lot to be encouraged about because Carter did a terrific job trying to get the ball to Williamson a lot during the course of the game. And I think if they can find him some other receivers who can contribute to that, this team has a lot of promise. But as we say, one of the great things about middle school football is because we are seeing the future stars of high school football here on this field and all the others across West Tennessee, because this is where they learn the fundamentals in the feeder programs to the high schools. And I know that the high school coaches love to be able to take a look and see what their future performers are going to be doing as they get these 8th graders next year onto the varsity in the 9th grade. Well, we are going to wrap it up from here, and we remind you again that tomorrow night it is football night in West Tennessee all across our borders here. And so we hope that you will tune in to Worthy Road Studios on YouTube, and then particularly the Facebook pages of all of the high schools that Worthy Road Studios covers. Do that tomorrow night, and if you cannot get into the action in person, you'll be able to get into it online. And that is because Worthy Road Studios is everywhere. And I'll be back with a number of you on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock live from Union University, in which we will be doing Union University against Christian Brothers in women's volleyball. And it should be a good one. Lady Bulldogs have not lost one at home for 2 years. And I hope that trend continues, but we'll find out Saturday afternoon. And so let me tell you one more time who this fine crew is who has brought you this telecast tonight. The executive producer of Worthy Road Studios is Paul Schultze. And our director tonight, Jewel Bodkins. The producer of this telecast tonight, Christopher Reasons. And our camera operators are Eric Inman and Stephen Childress. I'm Steve Beverly. And so until we're with you next time, just remember, so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee. Are they playing another game? That's all I can figure.